played a lot of games. But then you meet her. She's not trying to get your attention. She's just herself.
Ever wonder why certain women just radiate an undeniable allure, even if they don't follow the typical playbook? It's not always what you see on the surface. We're diving deep into the unspoken truths of the Sigma female, the qualities that men often unconsciously admire without even realizing why they're so drawn in. Prepare to see attraction from a whole new perspective. Forget everything you think you know about what men find attractive. There's a powerful, almost hidden archetype of woman that captivates them in ways they can't explain. This video reveals 8 Sigma female truths that silently command respect and admiration, often without a single word being spoken. You might be surprised at what truly draws them in. Sigma females. This one's for you. In a world that praises loud voices and flashy moves, your quiet power often gets overlooked. But here's the thing. What sets you apart is exactly what makes men respect you more. And this isn't just modern psychology. It connects directly with Stoic wisdom. The Stoics taught that strength isn't about control over others, but over yourself. That's why this video matters. It's a reminder that your way of living, authentic, self-owned and grounded, isn't just valid. It's magnetic. Okay, now, it's time for the main part of today's Video 8, Truth that Make Men Respect Sigma Female More. 1. Self-respect is non-negotiable. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Those words hold weight even today. For the Sigma female, self-respect is not some negotiable value she picks up when convenient. It is the foundation of her life, the filter through which she makes choices, and the quiet signal she sends into every room she enters. When she wakes up in the morning, she already knows her worth is not determined by who texts her back, who compliments her outfit, or who validates her dreams. Her worth is rooted in herself. Men respect the woman who lives by that standard because she does not chase approval like it's oxygen. She breathes her own air. A woman who values herself sets boundaries that cannot be ignored. She knows when a conversation crosses into disrespect. She knows when a relationship demands too much and offers too little. And she knows when to walk away. That walking away isn't bitterness, it's clarity. She would rather stand alone than stand in a place where her dignity is compromised. And here's the thing, men notice. They might not always admit it, but they feel it. When a Sigma female refuses to shrink, refuses to beg, and refuses to tolerate what doesn't align with her standards, she sets the tone. She shows others how to treat her, not by lecturing, but by living it. If someone raises their voice at her, she doesn't raise hers back. She makes a choice, either end the conversation or remove herself from the space. That's self-respect in action. If someone ignores her value, she doesn't scream for attention. She quietly leaves, and that silence speaks louder than words. Men respect the woman who values herself enough to walk away from disrespect because deep down they know it takes strength. Anyone can stay and compromise, but it takes courage to say enough. And it's not about arrogance. The Sigma female isn't sitting on a throne demanding praise. She is simply saying, "This is the standard. If you can't meet it, that's fine, but I won't lower it." Self-respect is also seen in how she talks to herself. She doesn't let her mind bully her into believing she is less. Marcus Aurelius said the mind is where power lives, and the Sigma female takes that seriously. She disciplines her thoughts. She knows people may gossip, judge, or misunderstand her, but she does not let outside noise ruin her inner peace. That calm confidence draws men in. They see a woman who does not flinch at rejection, who does not fall apart when someone disapproves, and who does not cling desperately to temporary attention. Respect flows naturally toward her. In a world full of people running after likes, validation, and status, the Sigma female stands apart because she carries self-respect like armor. It is not hard, cold metal, but polished steel, protective, dignified, and quietly shining. And when she wears it, men can't help but see her differently. Not as someone desperate for respect, but as someone who already has it. 2. Consistency between words and actions. Epictetus wrote, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. That simple line is the heart of respect. For a Sigma female, words are not just pretty decorations. They are commitments. She doesn't speak lightly, and she doesn't make promises she won't keep. That's why men respect her. They see that when she says something, it actually means something. In today's world, people throw around words carelessly. They say they'll call back and never do. They say they're loyal and betray the first chance they get. They say they're strong but collapse when tested. The Sigma female is the opposite. When she opens her mouth, her actions back it up. And that consistency is magnetic. Men notice that she's not a woman of empty talk. If she says she values honesty, she lives honestly. If she says she doesn't tolerate disrespect, she doesn't. If she says she's building her life with discipline, you'll see it in her habits. This consistency removes confusion. Men may not always like her choices, but they respect them because they are predictable in the best way. There is no double game, no false face. What you see is what you get. When her actions mirror her words, men feel safe to trust her. Trust isn't built on charm or beauty, it's built on reliability. And the Sigma female gives that through her alignment. It doesn't mean she's perfect. She makes mistakes, but even then, she owns them. She doesn't sugarcoat or excuse. She corrects herself and moves forward. That honesty only deepens respect. Men see that she is not just consistent when things are easy, but especially when things are difficult. If she says she'll support you, she'll stand in the fire with you. If she says she'll leave if treated poorly, she won't hesitate. Her life is proof that her word is her bond. Consistency also shows discipline. It's not glamorous to live by your principles every day, but that's where real respect comes from. Anyone can act right once. The Sigma female acts right repeatedly. That repetition creates her reputation. People begin to say, she means what she says. That sentence alone earns her more respect than empty words ever could. Men respect this because deep down they crave stability. They respect the woman who doesn't flip with every mood, who doesn't bend to every trend, who doesn't sell her values for cheap approval. Her consistency is her power. Epictetus was right. Decide who you are, then live it. The Sigma female does exactly that, and in a world where talk is cheap, she is priceless. Men walk away knowing this. Her life is not performance, it's proof. And hey, if you're vibing with this so far, hit that like button. It tells me you want more videos like this. Now, let's talk about emotional control, because this one sets Sigma females apart even more. 3. Emotional control. Seneca once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." That wisdom is lived out fully in the Sigma female. Life is not easy. People will test her patience, betray her trust, and sometimes push her to the edge. But what makes her different is not that she avoids storms, it's that she doesn't crumble when they come. She has learned the art of holding her ground. Men respect that because they see in her something rare: steadiness. Most people let emotions rule them. They lash out when they're angry, break down when they're stressed, or lose themselves when they're excited. But the Sigma female has trained her mind. She feels deeply, but she does not let feelings drive the car. Instead, feelings ride in the back seat while her reason holds the wheel. That doesn't mean she is cold or unfeeling. Quite the opposite. She experiences emotions fully. She just doesn't become their prisoner. And men take notice. They see a woman who can be hurt without becoming bitter, who can be frustrated without exploding, who can be joyful without losing her balance. That balance is power. Imagine this. Someone tries to provoke her, expecting her to snap. Instead, she responds with calm words and measured silence. That silence cuts deeper than shouting ever could. It shows control. It shows mastery. Men respect that because it proves strength without aggression. Or picture a relationship where problems rise. Instead of blaming or panicking, the Sigma female talks clearly, listens carefully, and makes decisions based on reason. That calm under fire builds admiration. It proves she is not easily shaken. This emotional control also protects her peace. While others drown in gossip, drama, and endless overthinking, she chooses detachment. She knows that not everything deserves a reaction. Some things deserve only her silence. Men respect that silence because it reveals wisdom. It tells them she is not desperate to be understood or validated. She is secure in her own center. Seneca taught that struggle strengthens the mind. The Sigma female lives that truth. She doesn't avoid hardship. She endures it, learns from it, and grows stronger each time. And men see that resilience. They may not say it out loud, but deep inside, they admire the woman who stands tall when life tries to break her. Emotional control also makes her leadership natural. People follow those who stay calm in crisis. She doesn't panic, so others don't panic around her. That aura of stability makes men respect her not just as a woman, but as a leader, a partner, and a force to be reckoned with. In the end, her calm is not passive. It is active strength. She chooses peace over chaos, clarity over noise, and reason over impulse. That choice is what sets her apart. Men respect her not because she hides emotion, but because she rules it. She is proof that the strongest storm is no match for a steady mind. 4. Independence, but not arrogance. The Stoics valued independence of thought, the ability to stand alone without needing constant approval. A Sigma female embodies that. She does not live her life according to other people's maps. She writes her own. Men respect this because they see a woman who is not desperate to be carried, who does not crumble when left to walk her own path. But here's what makes her different. Her independence isn't arrogance. She doesn't wave it around to make others feel small. She doesn't use it to push people away. Her independence is quiet, steady, and rooted in self-respect. That's why it commands respect instead of resentment. A Sigma female is comfortable eating alone, traveling alone, or making decisions without needing a whole committee to approve. She trusts her instincts. She knows her own voice. And that makes men pay attention, because independence is attractive. It shows she has built herself up and can stand tall without leaning too heavily on anyone else. Yet she balances it. She's not arrogant, shouting, "I don't need anyone." Instead, she simply shows she can stand alone, while also being open to meaningful connections. That balance is rare. Imagine a woman who knows how to fix her own problems, but still allows others to offer support. That's the Sigma female. Men respect that because it's strength without hostility. It's self-sufficiency without pride. The arrogant type of independence often comes from insecurity. It says, "I'll prove I don't need anyone," in a defensive way. But the Sigma female isn't proving anything. She already knows her value. Her independence isn't about rejection. It's about choice. She doesn't need to be with someone, but she chooses to if it aligns with her values. That choice makes her presence even more respected. Men admire her because they know she's not there out of dependency. She's there because she wants to be, and that changes the dynamic. Men realize she can walk away at any moment, and that reality builds respect. It pushes them to bring their best. Her independence also shows in how she thinks. She's not swayed by trends, gossip, or loud voices. She forms her own judgments. She takes in information, reflects on it, and decides what aligns with her principles. That makes her harder to manipulate. Men respect that mental independence because it means she cannot be controlled by cheap tricks. And still, she doesn't parade it around. She doesn't belittle others for being different. She doesn't boast. She leads by example, not by arrogance. In a group, she listens more than she speaks, but when she speaks, it's with clarity. That's independence without ego. At the end of the day, men respect the Sigma female because she can be alone without being lonely. She can be strong without being harsh. She can be independent without being arrogant. And that rare blend of strength and humility is exactly what makes her unforgettable. Quick pause. If you haven't already, subscribe. This channel is all about giving Sigma women their flowers, and I don't want you missing what's coming next. All right, moving into integrity in relationships, because this one is huge. 5. Integrity in relationships. Integrity is the backbone of every Sigma female. When she steps into any relationship, whether it's friendship, family, or romance, she shows up as her real self. No masks, no fake promises, no double games. Men respect that because it's rare to find someone who doesn't bend or twist just to be liked. In a world where people ghost, betray, or play shallow games for attention, the Sigma female stands apart. She values loyalty, but not blind loyalty. She's loyal to her principles first, then to the people who align with them. That means if a relationship demands she compromise her dignity, she won't stay. She doesn't cling to toxic bonds. She doesn't sell her soul for comfort. She lives what Epictetus meant when he said, "If virtue promises anything good, it is in your power to obtain it." Integrity for her isn't an option. It's non-negotiable. Men pick up on that quickly. They notice she's not the type to say, "I love you today," and betray you tomorrow. If she says she's committed, she means it. If she says she's done, she means that too. That clarity makes her trustworthy, and trust is the deepest form of respect. But integrity isn't just about being faithful in romance, it's about honesty in every part of life. If she's upset, she won't fake a smile and hide resentment. She'll say the truth, directly, but with dignity. If she admires someone, she'll give credit openly. She doesn't twist words to gain advantage. Men respect this straightforwardness because it creates safety. They don't have to wonder what game she's playing. They know she says what she means. That honesty makes her unforgettable. Integrity also shows in how she treats boundaries. If she says she won't accept lies, she doesn't accept them. If she says she won't tolerate disrespect, she keeps that line firm. Men respect the Sigma female who enforces her values because it proves she lives by standards, not moods. And when she gives her word, she keeps it, even if it costs her. That reliability builds respect deeper than charm ever could. It's not just about rules, though. It's about heart. Her integrity makes her relationships real. She doesn't keep people around for status, for show, or for convenience. She keeps them because they matter to her soul. And when someone truly matters, she gives fully, without games, without half-commitments. That sincerity hits different. Men respect her because they know she won't waste their time. She won't stay if she doesn't care, and she won't fake affection just to get something out of them. That integrity is rare, and rare things always stand out. At the end of the day, the Sigma female's relationships are strong because they're built on truth. No facades, no manipulation, no betrayal, just pure honesty and loyalty. Men respect that deeply because in a world full of temporary connections, she is permanent in principle. And that's why her integrity makes her unforgettable. 6. Respect for others. A Sigma female's strength is never about stepping on others to feel tall. Her power is quiet, and at its center lies respect. She respects herself, but she also respects others. That balance is what makes her different. Men notice this immediately because it's rare to see someone who can be strong without being condescending. Sigma female strength isn't cold. She doesn't use her independence as a shield to look down on people. Instead, she understands that every person deserves dignity. Whether it's the waiter serving her food, the friend who trusts her with secrets, or even a stranger crossing her path, she treats them with fairness. That humility is Stoic at its core. Marcus Aurelius once wrote about the importance of treating fellow humans with justice because we are all connected. The Sigma female lives that truth daily. She doesn't see people as pawns or tools to use. She sees them as human beings, each carrying their own struggles. And men respect that because it shows maturity. Anyone can respect people who are above them. It takes real strength to respect those who can do nothing for you. The Sigma female doesn't need to fake kindness. She gives it because it's who she is. But here's the key. Her respect doesn't mean weakness. She's not a pushover. If someone crosses her boundaries, she won't tolerate it. Respect for others never means tolerating abuse. It means treating people with dignity, but also demanding the same in return. That balance is powerful. Men see that she doesn't degrade anyone, yet she doesn't let anyone degrade her either. That fairness creates admiration. She's not arrogant, but she's not submissive. She's just balanced. Respect for others also shows in how she listens. When someone speaks, she pays attention. She's not waiting to interrupt or compete. She listens because she values voices beyond her own. Men respect this because in a world full of people shouting, she chooses to hear. That kind of presence makes her stand out. It makes people feel seen. And when people feel seen, they respect her in return. Another layer of this is her ability to separate disagreement from disrespect. She doesn't need everyone to think like her. If someone has a different view, she listens, she considers, and she responds without belittling. That calm maturity earns deep respect because it proves she is confident enough not to attack. At the same time, she doesn't flatter to please. She respects people honestly, not for advantage. Men notice this authenticity. They know she isn't fake smiling while holding resentment inside. They know if she says she respects you, she means it. At the end of the day, respect is magnetic. People crave it, and few truly give it. The Sigma female gives it naturally while still holding her boundaries strong. That rare mix of kindness and firmness is what men admire most. She teaches by example. Real strength is not in crushing others, but in lifting them without losing yourself. And that's why men respect her deeply. By the way, if one of these truths already hit home for you, share it in the comments. I read them all, and your words might speak to another Sigma female watching. Now let's get into the courage to speak truth, because this one separates the bold from the rest. 7. Courage to speak truth. The Stoics believed that silence in the face of wrong is cowardice. For the Sigma female, truth is not negotiable. She doesn't speak to stir drama, and she doesn't raise her voice to prove a point. But when something matters, when honesty is on the line, she doesn't stay quiet. That courage to speak truth is one of the most powerful reasons men respect her. Most people avoid uncomfortable truths. They'd rather stay liked than stay honest. They hide their feelings, sugarcoat their thoughts, or nod along even when they disagree. But the Sigma female doesn't play that game. If something is unfair, she'll say it. If someone is being fake, she'll call it out, not with cruelty, but with clarity. Men see this and instantly know she is different. She doesn't gossip behind backs. She doesn't twist her words. She addresses things directly. That directness can intimidate some, but to the ones who understand it, it's deeply admirable. Courage to speak truth also shows her self-respect. She values herself too much to let lies live comfortably around her. She values others too much to mislead them with half-truths. Her honesty might sting at times, but it builds trust. And trust is what men respect more than charm. For example, if she doesn't feel chemistry in a relationship, she won't drag it out for comfort. She'll say it straight. If she sees a friend heading down a destructive path, she won't smile and stay silent. She'll step in, even if it risks the friendship. That takes courage. It's easier to stay quiet. But she doesn't choose the easy path. She chooses the right one. The Stoics taught that truth aligns with virtue. To live with virtue, you must live with honesty. The Sigma female embodies this, and men pick up on it fast. They respect her because they know she won't flatter just to get something. Her words are never empty. They're chosen with intention. And when she speaks, people listen because they know she means it. Another aspect of her courage is timing. She doesn't speak to embarrass or humiliate. She speaks when it matters. That discipline makes her voice even stronger. Men respect her because her truth is not reckless. It's thoughtful. It comes from principle, not ego. And that makes her words carry weight. Courage to speak truth also protects her peace. By being honest, she avoids the traps of double lives, fake masks, or hidden resentments. She stays light because she carries no lies. Men respect the freedom that comes with that. They see a woman who can look them in the eye without flinching because she has nothing to hide. At the end of the day, the Sigma female isn't loud, but she is real, and real is rare. Her courage to speak truth shows men that she is not here to please. She is here to live by her values. That kind of courage is unforgettable. 8. Grace in strength power. Without grace is just noise. What makes a Sigma female different is the way she carries her strength, with elegance, with calm, with balance. She doesn't need to announce it. She doesn't need to show off. She doesn't need to crush others to prove she's powerful. Her strength is obvious in how she walks, how she speaks, and how she responds to the world. But what makes it magnetic is the grace that softens it. Men respect that because it shows maturity. Anyone can be tough. Anyone can be harsh. But to be strong and still remain graceful, that's rare. The Sigma female can enter a room and command attention without raising her voice. She can stand her ground in an argument without losing her dignity. She can protect herself without humiliating others. That ability comes from inner confidence. She knows who she is, so she doesn't need to prove it through aggression. Grace in strength shows in the small things. When insulted, she doesn't rush to clap back. She stays calm, maybe even smiles, letting silence do the heavy lifting. That silence is power, and men notice it. They see a woman who doesn't let others pull her into chaos. They respect her because her reactions are measured, never desperate. Grace also shows in kindness. She can be strong and still compassionate. She can enforce boundaries and still treat people with dignity. She doesn't confuse gentleness with weakness. She knows gentleness is strength under control. Men admire this balance because it proves she isn't hardened by life. She's refined by it. Even when she wins, she doesn't boast. Even when she's right, she doesn't rub it in. That humility is part of her grace. It makes her approachable, even when her strength could be intimidating. Another part of grace in strength is patience. She doesn't rush decisions out of fear. She waits, she observes, and she acts at the right moment. That patience shows mastery over herself, and men respect that discipline. They see that she doesn't need chaos to feel alive. She's alive in her calm, and that calm is powerful. Imagine a storm, loud, violent, destructive. Now imagine a mountain, steady, unmoved, quiet, but undeniably powerful. The Sigma female is the mountain. Her strength doesn't need noise. It's rooted, still, graceful. And that kind of strength leaves a lasting mark. Grace in strength also means she doesn't try to compete with men or anyone else. She doesn't fight to dominate. She simply exists in her power, and that quiet confidence demands respect without a word. Men admire her not because she's forceful, but because she's centered. At the end of the day, the Sigma female proves that true strength isn't about breaking others. It's about mastering yourself and doing it with elegance. Men respect her deeply because she shows them something rare, power that doesn't crush, it inspires. Strength wrapped in grace is not just respected, it's unforgettable. Here's the heart of it. Your respect comes from being authentic. You're not bending yourself to fit someone else's mold. You don't need to chase attention or beg for validation. And that's exactly what pulls men in, the quiet certainty that you're whole, even when you're standing alone. Think about it. The world constantly pressures women to play roles, to smile when they don't feel like smiling, to tone themselves down so others feel comfortable, to fit into boxes that never really fit. But the Sigma female rejects that script. She doesn't perform. She doesn't edit herself to be palatable. She doesn't shrink so others can shine brighter. She knows her worth is not tied to likes, to followers, or to how many people cheer her on. Her worth is internal, steady, and untouchable. That authenticity is magnetic. Men respect it because it's so rare. Most people are constantly switching masks depending on the room they walk into. But a Sigma female wears one face, the real one. And in a world starving for truth, that honesty becomes power. Men respect her not because she is perfect, but because she is real. And real always outlasts fake. So here's what we've covered. Self-respect that never bends, consistency between words and actions, emotional control when storms hit, independence balanced with humility, integrity in every relationship, respect for others, courage to speak the truth, and grace wrapped around strength. These 8 truths aren't passing trends. They're not tactics or tricks. They're timeless. They're the essence of what makes Sigma females both misunderstood and unforgettable. Society often mislabels them as cold, intimidating, or detached. But the truth is, their depth, their values, and their steady presence make them impossible to ignore. These traits come straight out of Stoic wisdom, but they're lived in a modern form, through every decision, every reaction, every boundary set. And that's what draws respect, without even asking for it. So, Sigma women, did you see yourself in these truths? Did one of these points hit you right in the soul? If it did, drop a black heart in the comments. Tell me which one resonates the most with your life right now. Your story might inspire another Sigma woman reading along, and if you're ready to keep leveling up, to keep sharpening the way you carry yourself in this noisy world, check out my next video. It's already waiting for you. Because here's the truth. Real respect doesn't come from approval. It doesn't come from trends. It doesn't come from bending yourself into someone else's shape. Real respect starts within, and you already have it. You don't need permission to own it. You just need to live it. And the more you live it, the more the world, men included, can't help but respect it.